Hey guys, welcome back to Consider the Ravens podcast, episode 6. Now, a lot has happened this week, got a lot coming up, got a lot of plans. First of all, thank you for listening. If you're on Spotify, hit that follow button. And if you're on YouTube, hit that subscribe button and hit that bell icon. Make sure all notifications are turned on. Again, if you are on Spotify, follow me. And I got a little Q&A section. Just put questions, concerns, critiques, thoughts, prayer requests, whatever have you in there. If you're on YouTube, just put all that in the comments, whatever you want to say. Hit that subscribe button and hit that bell icon. Make sure all notifications are turned on. Smash that like button and share this with all of your friends and family. In the description below, whether you are on Spotify or YouTube, are going to be all of my socials, all of my streaming platforms, all of my discounts and whatnot. It's all going to be down below. So if you want to follow my socials, my Instagram, my TikTok, go down there. If you want to watch me stream video games, I also have another YouTube that I do that on. I also have a Twitch or a Kick. So go follow or subscribe in those various places, and we can have a good time playing some video games. It's all about Jesus. Not the video games, but me. I'm all about Jesus. Now, let's get into it. So, there's a video game called David Saves Kayla. It is an awesome game. That is, why do I keep taking my hats off after I wear them all day? I know my hair is going to be terrible. So it's a game based off of David from the Old Testament, and you get to play as him. Now it is still in the early development stages, so not everything is in there. It's not finished right, but it is available to play on Steam right now. It is entirely free. I encourage you to go and play it and, just put in a good review for it, please. So I've been kind of helping them with that. Now I haven't done a whole lot. I don't know anything about the whole actual coding and creating and all that mess. I've just been playing the game and giving them my thoughts on mechanics and bugs. So I helped them find a few bugs, and early on I kind of gave them an idea of how to aggro some of the guards. So when I first played it, it was, for me, someone who didn't create the game, it was unplayable. Because once you alerted one guard, every guard in the entire game came at you at one time, and they could one shot kill you, right? And it took a lot of hits for us to kill them. So that made it almost unplayable, or pretty much unplayable, because you really couldn't do anything without encountering a guard. It was a pivotal point of the game to encounter guards and fight them. But they fixed that. You can now sneak and aggro one at a time. They get different fight mechanics. They don't kill you in one shot. It's a good game. There's 3 parts to it now. They've got a lot more. It looks even better than it did to begin with. And they continue to work on it. Anyways, that being said, on March 18th, this coming up Monday, I'm going to go to their studio and tour with the creator. I'm going to see all of their equipment, all of their facilities, and it's going to be so stinking cool. I just thought I wanted to tell you all about that, just because it's a really cool experience that I get to have. It's going to kind of expand my personal, knowledge on how games are made, and experiences, and just entire network in general. One day soon, I will be playing the game on my stream. So really, if you want to go there, subscribe to the YouTube, follow the Twitch, whatever have you, make sure your notifications are turned on, because sometimes they automatically turn off and I don't get it. But if you want to see me play that game, instead of you playing it yourself, just go there, subscribe, follow, like, whatever you want to do, and tune in whenever I do go live and play the game. Let me breathe a second. My goodness. It has been a roller coaster of the past few days. So I've been going for a job at the church that I go to, at the church that I currently go to college at. They had a student administrative coordinator position that I applied for, and I thought I pretty much, would be the perfect candidate for it because I've been working with students for the last 3 years. I feel very capable of doing the job, but they passed on me and probably going to hire outside the church, which kind of, I'm not gonna lie, it's a little upsetting because why would you do that? But it's whatever. So kind of been trying to get through that. Still, as you can see, have a little bit of trouble with that. That just, that being said, our plans are not always God's plan. That's kind of obvious, but he always knows what's better. So he either has someone else who's even better for the job and has something better for me that's going to better suit me and my experiences, and that I may even love even more than I would have loved that job. I'm going to be honest, I'm just so sick of starting over. And I know it's kind of my fault because I've only been working for like 8 years total. I didn't get my first job until after I graduated high school in 2016. So I've been working for a total of 8 years, and I've had about 18 jobs. So that just means I've had to start over time after time after time. So that means learning new things, getting trained more, having more 30-day periods before I get a pay raise, another like year periods before I get benefits such as vacation days and whatnot, and just more training, more people, more jobs. And I've done that 18 times. So that kind of gets old. So I really, and I wouldn't have felt that way. I don't feel that way with the job that I went for, the student coordinator and administrator. It would have just been like added to what I already do there, right? So it's not like I'm starting over. It would be just doing more, just a little bit more, not too much. I believe, like I said, I believe I could have handled it. So that kind of bothered me a little bit, has been bothering me, and it had me down for a while, and it had me being less accountable and having less, integrity, and being less conscious about, my sin habits. That's going to happen, guys. That's how Pastor Braxton, he's our Coleman student pastor. He's awesome. He was talking to me about this today, and he was telling me and my buddy Tucker that's how the enemy kind of ticks away at us to get us to the point where we will sin again. So if we have gone a long time without sinning, or without having, not without sinning, but without going to our usual sin, let's say the most common for men is going to be porn. So let's say you've gone 3 weeks to a month without watching porn. So you're thinking, oh, I'm disgusted by that now when I think about it. So, I don't want to do it. I'm not feeling the urges to do it. So we're crushing it, right? And then some people get on your nerves, or you don't get something you've been striving for a while, or things just start going a little wrong. It's the little things, and he's just chiseling away, hammer by hammer, stroke by stroke, until You get down to the point where everything piles up on each other, and the enemy's like, you gotta watch it to feel better. If you watch it, if you search that up, if you go on your computer, find those images, find those videos, you will feel better, and all of these frustrations and anger will just go away. All that aggravation will just... He's wrong, because it's going to bring nothing but shame and guilt. And that's his whole goal, because if you feel shame and if you feel guilty, you're going to feel condemned. And if you feel condemned, you're going to be less inclined to go to Jesus. You're going to feel less inclined to live in the confidence and the love that Jesus has given you. And you're going to feel less inclined to live in the righteousness of Jesus, because he clothes us in his righteousness. So if you feel these things after failing and being brought down back to what you used to, you're going to feel like you're starting over back at square one, but you're not. You're not starting over, because he said sanctification, Pastor Braxton said sanctification is a process, a multiple step process. The first step was getting away from it. So in the second step, it is the actual sanctification of growing closer to God and enduring that temptation that comes fewer, but kind of in different ways, such as the building up of anger or frustration, and that being used against you. So just understand that you are now in the second part of that sanctification, where you've gotten away from it. No matter how long it happened, no matter how long the duration of habit or addiction was, whether it be a couple months, couple years, decade, whatever it may be, once you have gotten away from it for a little while, you're now in the second part of sanctification, and you must continue to seek after him and understand, just recognize in the moment, hey, I might be frustrated about this, but God has got this. He is my helper. He is my guide. He is here for me, right? And just like, I believe I've said this before, but if I haven't, if God is on your side, who could stand against? Nobody. Nobody can stand against us, because God is on our side, and he has already won the fight. Like, we are fighting against this temptation, or against this anger and frustration, against this addiction, but the fight is already won. Jesus said on the cross that it is finished. So don't feel that don't sit in that condemnation, right? You can be disappointed, you can be sad, you can be whatever. Don't dwell in it. Don't stay there. Recognize what you feel, why you feel it, and how to change that. Because ultimately, our attitude is our decision. How you react, how you respond to how you feel is your decision. Nobody else is going to make you respond poorly. Nobody's going to make you react poorly. No one's going to make you make the wrong decision in the moment. If you just wait after acknowledgement, make the conscious decision to react in a way that is honoring to God, and understand, hey, I may not like where I'm at, and I don't like the situation that I'm in, and I'm sad that whatever happened. God's got this. It means whoever else he has for what I was going for is going to do it hopefully better than I would have. And God has something better for me that I'm going to like more, and that's going to be better suited for me. And then I'm going to be able to progress even more and reach more people than I would have reached over here with this other thing. So God's always got this plan going on that's always infinitely better than whatever we have planned for our own lives. So that's why we don't rely too much on ourselves and our own planning and our own thoughts and our own aspirations. Although God wants us to have these visions, he's the one that puts these visions and dreams in us. But it's how we treat them. We can't treat them as more important than what he has for us. But yeah, that's what I've been going through past couple of days. A little bit of disappointment, but disappointment happens. I walked into staff prayer this morning, and I asked our Hartzell student pastor how he deals with disappointment, and he said, "Well, life is full of disappointment, so you really just got to deal with it." We both just kind of laughed. And that was his real answer. Like, he didn't give me any more explanation. He didn't expound at all. That was it. So life is full of disappointment. You just got to deal with it. And it helps me understand that I shouldn't be surprised when I'm disappointed. I shouldn't be surprised when I'm encounter something that didn't go my way, because that's what's gonna happen. I should expect it to happen, not in a way that I'm like, oh, everything I do is just not gonna go how I want it, or oh, I'm never gonna reach my dreams. That's not what I mean by expect it to happen. I just mean understand that it is a possibility, and if you're not completely blindsided by it, like, don't go into anything thinking, oh, this is 100% going to go perfectly right, exactly how I want it to. Instead, go into it going, all right, God, this whatever's happening is you. It's whatever you want to happen is going to happen. And whoever this is for, I just want your will to be done. Before you ever go into it, just be like, your will to be done, not mine. Less concerned with what I want to happen, more concerned with what you want to happen, right? And if you go into it like that, then whatever happens, you're like, okay, this is what was supposed to happen. Now, you might be a little surprised by it, like, oh, I really didn't know that's what was supposed to happen. But then you're like, but it was supposed to happen from the beginning. It's the same as Jesus being plan A. The cross was not plan B. It wasn't like God seen Adam and Eve and they sinned and he was like, oh my gosh, now I got to find out a way to fix this. Nah, it was all the plan from the very beginning, from the dawn of creation. This is what's supposed to happen. And that is the way it is with everything that we go into. Don't be surprised when disappointment happens, but don't be pessimistic and not have hope. Have hope that is going to go in such a way that it's going to make you, feel accomplished. But even when it doesn't happen, I say when, not if, because it's going to happen. You're going to be disappointed at some point in time. When it does happen, understand, oh, God must have something else for me. If you are still alive and breathing, listening to this podcast or watching this podcast, He is not finished with you. If you are taking breaths and your heart is beating, you still have a purpose and He still has a plan for you. Does that make sense? I know I've been going non-stop. So next week, I just want to give you a little heads up. Next week, we are going to try to have another guest. Trying to figure out kind of which person is going to be able to do it, because every one of us have different schedules. So I'm trying to coordinate with people and see who can meet this week and next week and next week and next week. You know what I mean? Trying to get more people on here. I did reach out to a popular TikTok creator named Kaylee. She does awesome videos on TikTok. She is hilarious. I asked her if she wanted to be on the podcast. Now, I don't know what state she lives in, but I can only assume that she doesn't live in Alabama. I don't know why I'm making that assumption, but that's what I'm assuming. So I told her that there's a way that we could do it online where we don't have to worry about meeting up or anything. So, anyways, I told her that I'd love to have her on for a podcast and talk about Christian content creation and kind of the struggles and stuff that come with that, and kind of how she got to where she's at right now. She is up and coming. She doesn't have a crazy amount of followers and crazy amount of views or anything like that, but she is hilarious. She's very beautiful, and her content is just so wholesome, so good, very encouraging, and I think you would love it. So it's Kaylee Nicole on TikTok. That's Kaylee, by the way. Just know that she said she was pretty busy. So she probably couldn't do that podcast, or she probably wouldn't be able to do the podcast, that is, for a while because she's so busy. But I told her, I said the invite doesn't expire, and she said she'll keep that in mind. So I'm hoping sometime eventually I will be able to have another Christian content creator on as a guest here to hear kind of what she's been going through. Yeah, her TikTok is this right here. Oh, it's not going to. Why is it whiting out like that? Hello? It was literally fine when I first brought it up. Anyways, it's Kaylee Nicole, my goodness. KayleeNicole. Go follow her. She's got awesome content. She posts way more than I do, I think. She posts more regularly than I do, I think. While you're there, go ahead and find my page. My link is in... my link is... Is it in the... I'll put my link in the description. My link is in the description. The description. Good Lord, have mercy. For my TikTok, go follow me there. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you're on Spotify, hit that follow button. Go down below and look at all my socials and my streaming platforms. And if you are on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell icon, and make sure all notifications are turned on so you know every week when I post a new episode of this. Love you guys. I'm going to start no, I'll talk about that next time. I need to get it up and running. Just be on the lookout. Sometime in the next month or so, there will be a Discord. All right. Love you guys. Thank you for listening to episode number 6. I will see y'all in the next episode. Peace.